Hi and welcome to this video. Now this is part 4 of this winter tinkering series episodes. Yeah, basically this is continuing, can't get my words out tonight. Continuing from the last video where I had the little bit of a rant. So yeah, basically you saw in the last video I've got the alternator cleaned up. Again, not as well as I probably would have hoped, but it does look a lot cleaner than what it was before. Now the next step in this process that I'm going to do is, I guess, a little bit boring to record absolutely everything. So let me bring you around to the front and I will explain what I would like to do next. So basically the next step that I would like to do, I say the water pump's on, everything, alternators over the side, it's been cleaned. Yeah, I want to try and start some of this rust down here. Now obviously all down there, around the side where the horn is, you can see a bit there just on the top. And even the battery tray, I think, is quite a big area to try and sort out. So I'm going to do this bit by bit. Now the first bit I'm going to do is this bit down here, because it's the easiest to get to. And the bits I want to sort out first are those 3 sections there. You can see where the holes are. And basically I'm going to rust treat those. I'm also going to throw a bit on that pulley down at the bottom. I might stick a little bit of paint on that. But yeah, if I can do that beam first, then I can work along, catch the wire, work along and do all down here. Now, as I said before, the lighting's not great because I'm at the front of the garage, there's not much light down here. I'm not going to film me doing absolutely everything, so I think what I'm going to do, as I say, is do a little bit and then bring you back as and when I made some progress, basically. Okay, so as I said, I mentioned, quick update, I've taken the headlight out for easy access. And I've sanded all this leg down here and some of the front. You can see a little bit dripping, a bit too much on, but you can see the rust converter doing its thing, all the rusty bits going purple. Lovely. I'm not going to do down the front side because that's been undersealed previously, but all the gaps in there and down the front, I'm going to tidy that bit up in a second. Just wipe it up. As I say, I've not done the front at the moment, so I'm going to do it in bits because it's got quite a big area to do. But you can see halfway front in there is now done. And I say inside on that bit there, that's been undersealed, so all that's all okay as well. So I think I'm going to leave that for tonight. Let it do its thing. So just a bit of an update. As you can see, that is now being sprayed up. I haven't put lacquer on it. Sorry, I haven't put lacquer on it yet. It's just the paint. As you can see, it's not perfect. You can still see some indents where the rust was. But to be fair, I'm not going to bother filling it. Hopefully, the rust is dead with the rust converter that I've put on it. So that's had some primer and colour on it. So that'll do for me as long as the rust doesn't come back. So fingers crossed. I've also put some on that wheel down there, you can see. And moving to the front, just as I say down here, I did overspray this bit a little bit, but obviously that's now been sanded back and more converter put on there, because you can see it's I missed that bit. So I'm going to redo after it's dry, sand it again, put some more converter on it, and then continue along this front bit here. And I've also done, you can see down this back side, how do you see on that? Better, yeah, along this panel down there, I've put some converter in those holes. But yeah, I'm up to that point now, so you can see it's starting to go purple already, which is good. I will at some point need to find where I can buy those new clips from, one there and one there. You can see some other places that have come out. I need one there, so I'll have to find some of those. But yeah, that's looking a lot better. When this is sanded down and add a second coat, I will put some primer on it, then colour. I think I'll lacquer it all at once. But yeah, then I can move on to doing that horn, which does look a bit scabby. Alright, so it's been quite a number of days since I've last done an update. And this is because you may have seen I did do a post on the community section of YouTube saying that I pulled my back. So I have been out for a number of days and struggling to basically put my own socks on. I am, although not 100%, a little bit better in a sense. I can walk around and do various bits, but obviously I've not been able to work on the car. So what I wanted to do is give you a little bit of an update, because I can't remember where we left off, which we recorded, because I did do some work. So I did do some work before this happened, so just give you a quick update now as to where we are. This panel down at the bottom, you can see that's been all rust treated and primered up. You can see it's not perfect. I'm going to sand it down and give it another coat, but when that's done then some colour can go on there. Now I've only gone up to that part there because now I'm thinking time's knocking on and my back's not helped. If I can get up to this section done here, then once everything's back, then I can do that corner at a later date. This section down at the front obviously still needs rust curing, as you can see, but I've decided that we're not going to see that anyway, so I'm going to rust cure it, primer it, and I'm going to undercoat all down in there, because I say I'm not going to see it anyway, so that should make things a little bit easier. Okay, so it's been quite a few nights since the last update. I feel as though my back has improved a little bit, more so that I'm actually now down at the moment, and I've done a little bit more work on the Fiesta. So I'll just spin the camera around again and bring you up to speed. So as you can see, the panel now is blue. As you can see, I know I'm going to be criticised because, oh damn it, a bit of rust that's just on there. Oh well, I know I'm going to be criticised because it's not perfect and you still can see some of the bumps of where the rust was. But like I say, I'm not too fussed because it's going to be covered by the radiator. It's just nice knowing that hopefully the rust is now gone. Now it's been treated. What I have done is sanded all in here as well. Can't get a light in, but I've done all in there, and now I'm just going to put some rust stuff on it. So I thought I'd just record this bit anyway, just because there's a few bits that I want to cover. Also, it's just not a video full of me just doing updates. So if you're wondering what I'm using, it's the Hammerite Crust stuff. It's really good stuff. Also remember to, every time you use it, put it in a new pot. Don't dip it from the the container it comes in, as you will contaminate it. So yeah, so as I'm doing this, I just thought I'd have a bit of a natter. Now I was talking to a few friends the other day, saying that especially with this bit I'm doing now, it's way too much, saying that I'm just going to rust convert it and then put primer on and then underseal it. So I had a few comments saying, why don't I get it done professionally? Why don't I do this and do that? Well, like I said to them, basically is yes, I could do. It would be very expensive, and I don't really have the funds to do that. Like I say, I know this car is not a perfect example. Yes, it's clean, but it's nowhere near perfect. As I say, I've been around it a few times, with the rattle can, just to basically make it clean. And since I've been doing this, like I've always said, the idea of me doing this is not to make it a show, a show example, even though it's a nice car to show, and it definitely gets a few comments. But my main goal, if you like, from this is, like I've always said, I may have said it umpteen times in this video, is I basically just want this car to be clean. Like I say, I know it's never going to be a perfect example. There's lots of other cars out there which are in better condition, but it's nice to know that with me doing this, I'm not wasting my time, because obviously I'm trying to kill the rust, which obviously kills many of these cars. So like I say, me doing this bit down here and undersealing it, it's basically me knowing it's protected. But like I say, no one's really going to see it anyway, so it doesn't bother me too much. Like I say, that bit which I've just seen, I've got a piece of rust on, which I mentioned. Again, yes, it's not the perfect spraying, it's not the cleanest way to do it. I'm sure I'll get a few comments when people see it on the video, but like I say, the goal is to make the car clean, which I think it is. So that's basically summing up a few questions which I had, which no doubt people may comment on this video or Instagram or whatever, asking me various questions. So I just thought it was a good idea while I'm doing this, just to basically, cover those questions really. Okay, so I've just done that. I don't know if you noticed as well, I've put a bit of a glove over the handle, and this part is perfect because if you don't use it all, if you're definitely going to use it, so the next day or a few hours later, you can protect it because this will go over the brush. There's not a lot in here, to be fair, and I probably will get rid of it because I've done this now, but if you are keeping it, as I say, that goes over like that, and that's quite handy to make sure no bits gets in there. Okay, so since the last clip, it's been a few days. It's raining so bad out at the moment. You can see all the water dripping. So yeah, the underseal which I've done has now dried. You can see all that under there, which looks a lot better than what it was. Yes, I know a few people have said once the main bumper is back on, as you look down from that angle, you're going to see it from the top. But to be fair, it looks a lot neater than what it was before. So I'm not too fussed about that. Besides, if it does annoy me, then all that bit in there is all undercoated, so that can stay, but I can actually colour code this side if I want to do that in the future. You can take the underseal off and spray it again. So moving forward, that section down there I was going to do, but it's getting very close to show season again, so I can do that at a later date. I will be doing it though, so not too worried at the moment. What I want to do now is focus on getting everything back. So I've just ordered a new auxiliary cable. The one that was on before, I found out is 2 years old. It's not a lot, but for the sake of like £7, £10, whatever it was, it's good to have a spare. So let's get this alternator back on at least, so when the auxiliary belt does come, because this water pump's been sat there for a while, I can get all that back on at least. Okay, so just really quickly, the alternator is back on in a fashion. As you can see, it looks a bit cleaner down there now. I did wonder whether that was the right bolt or not, because it does look pretty big, but checking back on the other video, that is the bolt that came out. So that's on nice and loose, if I can move it, ready for the cable when that comes. So what I've done is I've just run the wire down here. I've reused one of these old clips because it sat in there quite well and that one didn't break. So I'm still on the lookout for some of these, and they're impossible to get. I may have to find one or two alternatives for now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know how long it's going to be. I'll say it's full of updates. So if it's got to a point where I think it's made an okay length video, it's not too boring. I'll add this bit that I'm recording now, so it's got an end to the video. And I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully when I find some clips.